someone asked, can you play any musical instruments? And the answer is yes, I can, actually. I can, in fact, play musical instruments. My first instrument was guitar. No, it was actually piano. It was several years prior. When I was a little kid, I found an electronic keyboard from a billion years ago, and it was preloaded with a bunch of little songs on it that it would teach you through a little like calculator type monitor on the front. I say calculator type, and then it's one of those where it's like a green screen with darker green actual details on it. It was one of those. And I learned how to play that way. So I didn't know how to read sheet music at that point. I didn't learn that for many years. It was way later that I learned that. But piano came first, and I got decent enough at transcribing things by ear that way. And then I would spend a lot of time, this is one of my biggest memories with The Legend of Zelda. Zelda mentioned, but one of the big things that I mentioned for Ocarina of Time is that it stoked my earliest interest in music. I would have the game loaded up, and I'd go to an area in the game, same for Majora's Mask, where the BGM was just something I really liked, and I would stay there and let the BGM just loop indefinitely, and I would figure it out on the piano as it went. And it would take me a long time, but there are several that I learned in completion that way, and it was pretty cool. Then, several years later, around, I want to say 14 years old, I picked up guitar. I got decent enough at it that I could play the standard, like essential chords, the ones that are used in most pop songs, except for, which one is the one that's really annoying on guitar? Because E is the annoying chord on ukulele. I forget which one it was, but there's one really annoying chord on guitar. I knew how to play it, but I never could. And then I switched to ukulele because I liked how much simpler it was, and I played that more recently. It's actually fun trivia. I noticed some people compliment the ending screen that I have, the outro for my streams. I actually wrote and played that myself. Yeah, it was a little tune I made by myself, and I played it on my baritone ukulele. I've named it B. It's a gift, cherished gift. But yeah, I like ukulele a lot. It's kind of like all the fun of guitar without the stress of needing to handle 6 strings. It's 2 strings less, so it's easier. I also play auto harp. And I played mandolin for a short time, but it's been long enough now that I've forgotten most of the chords. I can only just kind of force my way through fingerstyle mandolin now. And then basically anything else is just derivative of another instrument that I've played. For example, if you play piano, you can probably play melodica, right? So I can play melodica. What else is there? I can kind of play ocarina. I can do the basic scale. I haven't learned any other scales on ocarina. Yeah, I really love playing around on little instruments. One of these days, I want to schedule like just a little jam, a play around jam type stream, where I just show off my little toys that I've accumulated over the years. Very, very privileged to have been gifted things like these. I've mentioned before that I'm a very easy person to shop for, right? I think of my monkey collection to my left, my plush monkeys, I myself have actually only purchased like 20 of the 200-ish. Most of them, almost all of them, were gifts from people that just saw them and thought of me. And then when it comes to the really, really important people in my life, they'd know that I would want like a really cool instrument or something. I think the only instrument for myself that I've purchased was my first ukulele. Yeah, I'd love to demonstrate for you sometime. Actually, I should be able to demonstrate the outro actually right now. Hold on. Yeah, I mentioned that I only brought the T in my space chute, but I lied. I actually brought a large baritone ukulele as well. Hold on. Where was it? Where is it? I think it's somewhere over. Is it over here? Hold on. Aha! I found it. It was floating off in the distance. Okay. I'm back. Sorry for the wait. Let me make sure that this is in tune as well, and I'll also do the courtesy of cutting the space ambience. Space, you better cut it out now. Yeah, communicating directly with the outer reaches of space. I think this would probably also be really cool, right? All right, let's see. Let me make sure. I gotta get my piano tuner. Is it normal to use a piano tuner for everything? Because there are specialized tuners for like guitars and ukuleles and stuff, but I like the piano tuner. It's easier for me to look at because it measures it with like the hertz and numbers. It's pretty cool. Okay. All right. Oh, I should probably also, let me see, let me make sure that I've done this, because I believe it will probably cut out my ukulele if I don't fix my gate. All right. Actually, I could walk you through how I wrote the outro. I'll raise and lower the reverb as I speak and as I play, because I feel like it's probably hard to understand if I speak at full reverb, but the ukulele sounds a lot prettier at full reverb. So when I started out, all I really knew that I wanted was the chords and in the order they were in. I knew I wanted those chords and in that order, so I started with those. So I knew I wanted those, but I wasn't sure how I wanted to play them yet. All I knew is that I wanted it to be really mysterious sounding or really relaxing sounding. So the first thought was to do, I don't know if there's an actual name for this, but I kind of call it foil picking because of the very similar, in my mind, the similar math technique that you can learn, where you play the strings in a very specific order. Here, I'll number these actually. So if these strings are numbered 1, 2, 3, and 4, from closest to me to furthest away, you play it in the order 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3. 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3, 2, 3, 1, 4, 1, 3. So it sounds like this. So that was my first thought. So it could have sounded something like this instead. But I thought that if I did it like that, it would be really difficult to set like a melody to it. So I opted instead for a bossa nova type style of like 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. And this is where it might start to sound more familiar. And yeah, the melody just kind of came to me naturally from there. It's pretty fun. Okay, I figured that's probably enough for now. We should get back to Zatsuing. This is not a jam stream. Yeah, I hope you could appreciate that little peek into the songwriting process. I'd love to extend it maybe someday, make it a little longer, add another melody, maybe somewhere like chord developments, maybe like a B part, who knows. All right. And we're back. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the kind words.